What's up, YouTube? Betty P again. I don't even know what to say. Why am I even making this video? Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Benny P, aka Redline 1341, bringing you another video. This video is going to be specifically about my Ark of Osiris presets. A lot of people have asked me a couple questions during my live streams on Twitch, link below, on what 5 army presets I use for Ark of Osiris. And I kind of want to share that with you guys on what commander combinations I use and why. And there's a couple things that go with that for the reasoning of why I use them. And 3 of those things are: 1, high DPS; 2, does it debuff the target that I'm aiming for; and 3, how does it support the other marches around me. Those are the 3 critical things that I use specifically for Ark of Osiris. As I mentioned before, my role is specifically for taking an objective, such as a structure, and supporting the mid game. So I have to really think about my marches specifically to that, and I hope that my mindset around why I choose the marches may help you guys kind of figure out what marches you have available for yourself to use for Ark. So I'm going to share that with you guys, and hopefully it helps. But yeah, let's get to it. All right, so for my first march, I use Guan Alex. I like this combination very much. There's speed, there's AoE, and a lot of damage. And specifically, why I like using this combination, because of Guan. His first skill, Saint of War, it silences the target for 3 seconds. So when I'm swarming structures, I like using him mainly so we can silence a target while we're swarming the structure, specifically for Ark of Osiris, as well as the mid game. Where there's so many people in the middle, his AoE in combination with Alex and Alex's skills really do help you owning that mid game. So this is a very good combination that I like to use. Next, I like using Saladin and William. There's a lot of different combinations people have been using William, but for me, Saladin and William has been worked really best. I've seen people using Double C William, Genghis Khan William, but for me specifically, I like this combination because, 1, Saladin's first skill reduces the healing effect to the target by 50% for the next 5 seconds, and then William, I believe, it's his 4th skill. So for those who know, William has this weird box AoE that goes out every time he attacks the target. So if that target hits more than, I think, 2 or more targets, all this commander's troops and nearby allied troops gain 20% defense and 50 rage per second. So that's like a very clutch skill for me to use, specifically for this march. The next group I like to use is El Cid and Ramses. Why El Cid and Ramses? Well, beforehand I used to use Ramses YSG, but after a couple matches, that march was very slow for me, so I needed something to be able to keep up with my other marches. So I thought, let's bring El Cid back out of the game. And El Cid is not a horrible commander. I think he's a great commander. His first skill, even though just for 1 second, he disables the target active skill for 1 second and normal attack. So that's a really cool skill to have. And then with Ramses' last skill, he decreases the defense of the target by 30% and also inflicts a heal immune effect for 2 seconds. So if a garrison is using Constantine Martel or something that uses heal that doesn't have a immunity to these kind of these debuffs, I think this combination is really good, and Ramses is very tanky, so I really enjoy using this combination for my 5 marches. Now my next march, GK and Ethelfled. I really like this combination as well. For GK, his skill is it second to none, where he can continue to pump out. I'm sorry, it's not second to none. I apologize. Military lifestyle. So he has skills that enable you to pump out multiple skills at once. His rage regen continues by using Genghis Khan, who has high DPS damage, and using Ethelfled, where her first skill debuffs the target's attack, defense, and health by 30% for the next 2 seconds. that synergy works really well when swarming a structure or in the mid game, because I'm debuffing the targets and multiple targets at once. So if I'm swarming a structure, I'm debuffing them by 30% for all those 3 stats for 2 seconds, and then GK just continue to pump it out. That's a very good combination I really like to use. And then my last march is kind of an open queue march. Sometimes I'll be rallying structures, so I usually have Attila Takeda. That's my 5th queue march. But mostly for Ark and swarming structures, I use these 4 presets here for my commanders, and then my 5th one is for either setting a rally, or I'm filling a rally, or garrisoning a structure. So so obviously you guys know there's 3 sets of slots you can use. Actually, my camera's tiny, but behind my camera face, you can use this button right here, and there's 3 sets of slots you can use. And my first one, my normal ones, are the 5 that I mentioned. But then my second one has presets when I'm filling a structure or filling a rally. My first one is normal Richard Martel. It's a slow march, but if I'm defending a structure, my march time is not as bad when going to a structure nearby my city. So I like to use this if I'm filling with infantry. But my 2 through 4, as you can see, they're the same commander for each one, and it's Hannibal's user. Why? Is because I like using these 2 commanders because of the troop capacity, and when I'm filling a rally, I have them set for presets of infantry, cavalry, and archers. So I can use these commanders with the highest troop capacity to fill a rally during Ark, because you know in Ark you only have that 1 minute rally time, and some people will have to struggle trying to get enough people into that rally. So I'm doing what I can to fill the rally as much troops as I can by using these 2 commanders. I've also added march speed equipment to these commanders. So as you know, Hannibal is super slow, so I'm hoping that these will increase his stats just a little bit to get to the rally faster. But I use these 2 commanders specifically for presetting my marches, or for rallies or garrisons. So those are what I currently use now. Again, a lot of the commanders, as I mentioned before, really have a specific role for high damage, buffing my surrounding marches or debuffing a target. And when you look at your commanders, really look at their skills and how they can really contribute to the Ark game, specific to what your role is. If you're taking structures, like your goal is taking structures, you make sure you have your marches set specifically for debuffing the target or high damage, right? You don't want a Richard swarming a structure. Yeah, he has a debuff, I think a damage reduction. Yeah, he debuffs up to 5 troops in a fantasy area, reducing the damage by 30%. That's fine, but I really feel like if you're attacking a structure, you really want speed, high DPS, and debuffs to take that structure down. By the time your Richard gets to that structure, the rally's over. So I really think you really need to take consideration of the skills, speed, debuff, or buffs that will help your surrounding marches kind of meet that objective. I just want to show you guys a quick video on that, just to answer some questions people had around the presets I've had. Again, I know everyone's commanders are different. People are in different places in the game based on timelines of the kingdoms. So we have a lot of commanders now. So really look at those skill sets and really figure out, okay, what can I do to debuff high damage to these structures based on what my role is if you're rallying objectives. So I hope this, guys, helps. Feel free to drop by my live stream and ask me any questions. Again, I don't know a whole lot, but I can definitely tell you things based on my experience. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.